Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Flaflix for another video. Today we will start another question again from Life in Mecca. We already have done persecutions faced by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam while he lived in Mecca, and today we will discuss his followers' persecutions, tortures, and opposition. Again, this is an optional question from your paper 1. So now have a look on the question. Describe the difficulties faced by the Holy Prophet's followers while they lived in Mecca. Marks allocated are 10. So here is the marking scheme. Main points. How to write its answer. First of all, we will mention the reason why they tortured them. Then we will add some names of those who persecuted them. And we will give some information for the persecutions, especially for those who were poor and who were slaves. Then definitely we will add some persecutions faced by the rich people as well, some influential people who received persecution and they were opposed. Then we will add migration to Abyssinia. At the end we will mention boycott. So let's start the answer. I have added a very basic reason in the start. You can add religious reason and social reason. For examples, you can say Islam announced equality of humankind. Holy Prophet ﷺ told them there's no difference between a rich and the poor. They all are equal in the sight of Allah Almighty. And this was unacceptable by the rich people of the society amongst Quraysh. That is why they were not ready to accept this change, and they started opposing Islam and torturing Muslims and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Quraysh realized that Islam is spreading day by day, they politely stopped Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his followers to promote their religion at Mecca. But Muslims did not abandon their Islamic promotion. Abu Lahab, Walid, Umayyah bin Khalf, Abu Jahl, and others became angry and started persecuting the followers of the Prophet, especially the poor and the slaves. So here you can see reason, then names of those who tortured them. Umayyah bin Khalf, master of Hazrat Bilal, made him lay down on burning coals with a heavy stone on his chest and forced him to leave Islam. He would say, accept idolatry and reject Islam. But Hazrat Bilal would always say, Ahad, Ahad, the one, the one. It means he was ready to give his life, but he was not ready to leave his faith. Abu Jahl pierced a spear in the belly of Hazrat Sumayyah and martyred her when she denied to leave Islam. She was the first Muslim lady who received martyrdom. Khabbab bin Arath was a blacksmith who was branded on the back with his own tools. They would throw him on burning coal and tie a heavy rock on him so that he would not move. Suhaib Rumi was tortured to the extent that he lost control over what he said and repeated anything that is his tormentor asked him. It means because of severe torture, he lost control and he gone mad. Whatever his tormentor said, he just repeated. So you can imagine the level of torture they face. Zindra was a Roman slave who was tortured till she turned blind. Again, I will repeat the same thing. They all accepted death. They were ready to give their lives, but none of them was ready to leave the faith when they had accepted it. When Hazrat Usman and Hazrat Zubair converted to Islam, now keep in mind they were not poor people, they were not slaves, they belonged to noble families. Even then, they were tortured and opposed by their own families. Their uncles tied them up with ropes and put them to smoke in order to suffocate them. Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Talha were also harassed once they were tied up by the same rope when they were praying, but mysteriously the rope was untied. Abdullah bin Masud was beaten by a group of Quraysh while he was reciting the Holy Quran. So this was the torture faced by some rich people, some influential people. Haris bin Abi Hala was martyred while he was protecting Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from the Quraysh. When the persecutions became unbearable, now you are moving towards the other point, that is migration to Abyssinia. Why Allah Almighty allowed Muslims to migrate? Because of the increase of tortures and persecutions. Allah Almighty sent a verse in Surah Zumar in which Allah allowed Muslims to leave Mecca and go to Abyssinia to find a peaceful place there where they could preach Islam, where they could implement Islam without any hurdles, persecutions, oppositions, or tortures. So it says, good is for those who do good in this world, and Allah's earth is spacious. Only those who are patient receive the reward fully without reckoning. It means if they will go, surely Allah will support them and they will get the reward for their migrations. They left their belongings and homeland in the love of Islam and migrated to Abyssinia. Now here you will give some information related to Abyssinia now. In the 5th year of Prophethood, 15 Muslims, 11 men and 4 women, including Hazrat Ruqayya, Prophet's daughter, and her husband Hazrat Usman, migrated to Abyssinia. The second group consisted of 86 people, some 79 men and 7 women, including Hazrat Jafar, son of Abi Talib, also migrated. Negus, the Christian king of Abyssinia, was kind-hearted and a just man. Najashi treated Muslims with kindness and respect, and Muslims found a safe place to live. But when Quraysh came to know and they saw Muslims were migrating towards Abyssinia in the court of Najashi, they chased them, they followed them, they brought some gifts for Najashi and they demanded to send them back. Why they were demanding Muslims get them back? Because they wanted to persecute them, they wanted to kill them forever. Because I already have told you that they took Islam as a threat. That is why they did not want Islam to spread in Mecca or anywhere else. However, Negus heard both the sides. Hazrat Jafar delivered speech and explained the principles of Islam and what the Holy Prophet ﷺ had taught them. Jafar recited a portion of Surah Maryam. After hearing Surah Maryam, Najashi stood up and he said, by God, this, it means Quran that you are reciting, and the Gospel, it means his own book, are the lights of one candle. It means we do not have any difference, just a slight difference is between us. Negus then came forward and after drawing line on the ground, Negus said to Muslims, the difference between us and you is not bigger than this line. He realized that Muslims were innocent and refused to hand over Muslims to Quraysh delegation and return the gifts brought by them. When Quraysh became disappointed and they were failed in their mission of getting Muslims back, when they went back to Mecca, they imposed a total social and economic boycott on Muslims, not only on the Muslims of Banu Hashim and Banu Abdul Muttalib, but they imposed this boycott on the whole family and the tribe of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, whether they were Muslims or non-Muslims. But all of them, despite lots of suffering, remained united and steadfast in their religion. All of the early companions of Holy Prophet ﷺ were beaten, disgraced, and starved by the Quraysh, but they did not leave the Prophet ﷺ and Islam. Rather, they remained united, trusted in Allah, never fell victims to the bribes of Quraysh. They left their properties and migrated to save their religion. In short, they preferred Islam to their lives. It means once they accepted Islam, they accepted it with true heart and they were not ready to leave Islam in any case. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now next part is understanding based question, assessment objective 2. It is about the B parts. So we will discuss all the B parts inshallah in our next video. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.